Hello and welcome back to another video on Immigration to Canada series. So let us talk about human capital priority stream, briefly about what it is and how it works. So basically, human capital priority stream, it's a Ontario immigration nomination program, and this program, which is the HCP, it is aligned to the express entry profile. So what it means is, when you have a valid profile in express entry, and if you are nominated under this program, you get 600 additional points in your express entry, and which increases your CRS score. So that is the advantage of this stream. And also, this is also one of the most well received stream among all the provincial nomination programs, and most of the candidates get nomination under this field. And if you look at the 2019 results, almost 7,500 nominations were issued under this. It is important to note here that not all the candidates having an express entry profile get a nomination, so it all depends on what the economic requirement is there right now in the province. So if you look at the last draw on February 13, 2020, so all the candidates having a score of 467 to 471 were targeted and issued a nomination. So, and all these candidates, they had an NOC of mostly this time it was financial managers and other administrative managers and other financial officers, those who were targeted in the last draw. So it is very difficult to predict what is going to be the next NOC. However, if you look at the past trend, it is mostly IT professionals and software developers, those who are targeted under this stream, and they have a very high chances of getting a nomination. Now let us talk about the eligibility criteria for the human capital priority stream. So the first and foremost eligibility requirement is you should have a valid express entry profile, and you should be eligible under two programs, which is the Federal Skilled Worker Program and the Canadian Experience class under the express entry. So to be eligible for Federal Skilled Worker Program, you should have minimum 67 points out of 100, and you can calculate your score. So there are 6 factors you need to check. So as you can see on the screen right here, so the first one is your age, then you have the education, then you have your experience, language ability, adaptability, and job offers. So you can calculate your scores, and you should have minimum 67 to be eligible under the Federal Skilled Worker Program. And similarly, you can also check your eligibility under the Canadian Experience class, which is basically you should have if you're applying under NOC 0 or A, as you can see, you should have minimum 6 bands in IELTS. And if you're eligible under NOC B, or if you're applying under NOC B, you should have minimum 4 in reading and 5 in all in others abilities in IELTS. And you should also have a 1 year of full contract job offer from any of the Canadian employer to be eligible under the Canadian Experience class. The second eligibility requirement is your education. So minimum education you need under this program is a bachelor's degree, and if you don't have a education from within Canada, you need to have an educational credential assessment report from any of the authorized service provider. The third eligibility criteria is the language ability. So you should score minimum CLB 7 or 6 bands in all the abilities in IELTS. And the fourth one is you need to show some settlement funds. So for this program, it is $12,960 for one applicant, and it keeps on increasing as the number of applicants increases under the program. Also, the fifth eligibility requirement is basically you should have an intention to live in Ontario. So when you are creating your express entry profile, you need to mention you want to settle in Ontario. So they'll ask you in which province you want to apply, so you just select Ontario, or you select all provinces. You don't have any particular choice at this moment, and you're ready to settle in all the provinces. The sixth eligibility requirement is if you are applying from within Canada, then you should have all the legal documents to support your legality in the country. So you should have either study permit or work permit, valid work permit, before you apply under this program. Let us now talk about the fees and processing time. So it is important to note that this is the most expensive provincial nomination program among all the nomination streams. So right now it is $1,500 and the processing time is close to 60 to 90 days. Let us talk about the application process step by step. So the first step is you should meet the minimum eligibility requirement for the federal workers program and the Canadian experience class program. Second one is you should create an express entry profile, and while creating you should specify your interest in the province of Ontario, or you can select all provinces and other territories. The third step is you should qualify for the HCP stream eligibility requirement, which is your IELTS score and minimum education. Once you are eligible, you have a profile in express entry, and then you have to wait. So if you receive a nomination of interest from the Ontario province, you have 45 days to submit all your documents, and you need to create a application under the OINP filing portal. So you have for 45 days to do that once you receive your nomination of interest from the province. And once you have submitted all your documents through the e-filing portal, and you will receive your provincial nomination in your express entry profile, and you have 30 days to accept the offer. So once you have accepted the offer in your express entry profile, you get 600 additional points, and once you get 600 additional points, you have 60 days to apply for the PR process. And there are few important points which you need to keep in mind. First one is you will receive your OINP certification of nomination by email, so make sure that you keep on checking your junk mails. And also you must report any change in your profile to IRCC. So that means if you got married, or there is a birth of child, or there is any kind of change in the information which you have already submitted, you need to report it. And also the third important point you should remember is you can check the status of your application in the OINP e-filing portal. And the last important step you should remember is you must maintain a valid express entry profile. This is very crucial. So you should have a valid express entry profile until you receive your nomination under the HCP stream. So these are the 4 important steps you should keep in mind while waiting for your nominations. Alright friends, with that last slide we have come to the end of this video, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe it, and do not forget to comment and share your views on this video. And I'll keep on posting videos on Immigration to Canada series and provincial nominations and life in Canada, and I hope this helps you get more knowledge and get your PR quicker. Thank you.